News 8.
I'm with CPA and partner Lynn Mucenski-Keck with the Bonadio Group. Lynn, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
So our topic is the CARES Act. This is the $2 trillion stimulus package passed by Congress, signed into law by the president. What does it mean for individuals?
So everyone's excited, right, for that potential cash to help them get through this time period. And so essentially, they're called recovery rebates, or if you actually go onto the IRS website, they'll call them economic impact payments. And if you're single and your adjusted gross income is below $75,000, you should see about a $1,200 check coming in the mail. If you're married filing joint, that you'll actually see a $2,400 check coming in the mail to the extent that your AGI is below $150,000. Now, on the opposite side, if your AGI gets too high, you probably aren't going to receive a stimulus check. So for single people, that's with an AGI above $99,000. And then with married filing joint people, that's with an AGI above $198,000. In addition to the $1,200 or $2,400, depending on your filing status, there might be some additional credits given to you for dependents. What we're telling people right now is they're very nervous about how am I actually going to get that check. If you filed your 2018 or 2019 tax return and you've provided that electronic deposit information, that's how the IRS is going to get you your check. If they don't have that information, they're launching a website where you'll be able to provide that information. Even more importantly is for our older people who are receiving Social Security benefits oftentimes don't even file a tax return. And they certified on April 1st that they actually will work with the Social Security Administration to make sure that they get those checks into the hands of our older population. It is important to realize there's going to be a lot of scams surrounding the recovery rebate, so we just need to be aware and be very cautious of anyone approaching you regarding information regarding your rebate.
Lynn, I want to ask you about how this impacts our IRA and retirement plans.
Right. So we all obviously know that the market isn't necessarily where we'd like it to be. And so essentially through the CARES Act, they recognize that, and they're allowing people not to take a required minimum distribution that's normally required after the age of 70 and a half. So essentially, if you have received a distribution as of today and you've received it within the last 60 days, you can put it back in. And that might help negate some of the economic blows that have happened in the stock market. More importantly, though, is oftentimes people need cash during this period, and they're allowing you to borrow from your retirement accounts. So essentially, they're going to allow you to borrow up to $100,000 from your retirement account to the extent that you've been impacted by COVID. And that definition is pretty broad. So essentially, you either get to take it without a 10% penalty that normally applies if you take out an early withdrawal, and you can either pay tax on it and prorate it over a 3-year period, or you can pay it back over 3 years. So that's a great way to potentially get through this hard economic time.
All right, Lynn, thank you. We appreciate the advice, the information as well. I do want to mention Bonadio has a great website with more resources, bonadio.com/COVID-19. If you missed any of this conversation, we'll share it online as well at rochesterfirst.com.